Hello, I'm Claire and I'm from Ormskirk. You'll probably know me, various campfires similar to this. I'm the crazy one of Rushlights from Whittington. I sing a lot, yes. It's not wonderful. I'm originally from Ormskirk, but my father was an Ulster mercenary. And that's one of the stories that he told me whenever I was very small. You were learning about all these romances and the Mabinogion. And this is what I learnt, how Cuchullain got his name. Cuchullain was originally known as Shitanta, and he was just a small boy, a bit like Marky, really. Well, nothing against Marky. He was brought up by his parents right out in the sticks in Ireland, and we grew up, and he knew that his uncle, Conor MacNessa, he was the greatest king Ulster has ever known. So he says, Mom, Dad, when am I going to go and live with my uncle and learn to be a warrior? Because the Red Branch Knights, they had like a boy troop, junior contingent, where knights were trained to be the greatest warriors in all Ireland, the personal bodyguard, the Fina they were known as. They had all these different challenges before they could graduate, like pulling a fawn from the foot when running, and jumping over a stick as high as themselves, and they had to swim and all this. And that's what he wanted to be, Shitanta. So in the end, he managed to get out from his parents roughly where Macha was. I've been to Macha. It's this massive burial mound, and this warrior called Finn showed us round. And anyway, so he takes his hurley stick, this big paddle-like thing, a bit like an oar, and takes the sliver, this wee ball. And they used to play a game called hurley with it, and my dad can play it, my brothers can play it, and it's wonderful. So it goes all the way, hundreds of miles from where he lives, to Macha with his ball and his stick, and he gets there in the end. And as I said about hurley, it's a big game. So all the boy troop, these brilliant, cool lads that you want to be one of, they're there and playing hurley, as they did. So he just joins in randomly, absolutely flattens them, brilliant sportsman, brilliant man. So he starts trying to beat him up. But he starts beating them up because he's a good fighter. So they get a bit freaked out and they call the king. What are you doing? What? That? How can you do that? So, Uncle, it's me, Shitanta. So anyway, they sort it out and figure out that he's Conor MacNessa's sister's son. So he joins the boy troop and grows up, and he grows up learning to be a warrior. He had all sorts of games, and there was the apple feat. I'm not sure what that entails. That's always a bit hazy. It's usually when he's had a bit too much mead. But he was good at that. He was good at spears, but he was really, really good at hurley. So one day, after he'd been there a few years, his uncle says, right, Shitanta, I'm going to a feast at Colin the blacksmith's house. Do you want to come? He says, oh, Uncle Connor, can I not finish this game first? Yeah. So he says, all right then, come on later whenever you're finished and we'll have the food for you. So he goes along to Colin's house, and Colin's got this massive dog. It's a hellhound, and that guards his forge and his homestead. And it's the most fearsome dog in all Ireland. So Connor goes, and Colin says, anyone else coming? Oh, no, it's fine, because Colin's food, brilliant beer. I like beer. So they unleash the dog, and the dog starts prowling round, and its eyes are red, and its teeth are like hunting knives, and its ears are pricking, and it stinks. It's a smelly dog. So Colin eventually finishes the game, absolutely thrashes the rest of the boys' soup single-handedly, because the Irish are good at that. We don't really do teamwork so much. That's one of the hard things whenever my dad came over here. Teamwork. So Cuchullain comes, and this dog lunges at him. Cuchullin's at this point about 8 years old, grabs the dog by the neck, picks up his hurley stick, clobbers it round the head, shoves its slivers down so hard that the guts come out the other end. It's messy. So all the barking and the yapping and the yelping, this small boy, they come out, oh no, my nephew, he's going to be killed, this dog, ah! Because Connor's not very with it. So they come out, and there's just remains of a dog, and this small boy looking hungry, like he's going to be fed. So they're impressed, obviously, but Connor's like, that's the only thing that kept my family safe, all this food we've got in the larder, and what am I going to do? Who's going to protect my family? So Shitanta, he feels a bit bad. He's not all. He's a rough lad. I wouldn't want to bring him up, but he says, I'm sorry, but if it means anything, I will replace your dog and guard your homestead every evening until I can find another in its equal in the whole of Ireland, and I will train it for you." So they're quite impressed, and they say, "From now on, you will no longer be Shitanta. You'll be Cuchullain, the Hound of Cullen." And he was the Hound of Ulster, and he grew up, and he defended Ulster pretty much single-handedly. He married Emer, my cousin's name. I have too many cousins. And eventually became the greatest warrior who'd ever lived, ever to come out of Ulster, barring my father. He's a pretty impressive warrior. So, yes, that's one of the first stories I ever learnt. And if anyone else around this campfire has a song or anything to show, I'd be quite welcome. I'm going to get some mead.